What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com. In the last Dynasty video, we went through all of our off-season shenanigans with Season 2. We brought in a really good class, 19 guys, I believe, including 3 more transfers, which is really going to help us the following season. So today, we're going to go through all of our preseason stuff for Season 3, and this should be a lot of fun because now that we are a 2-star program, that means, according to my rule that I put on myself, I can now go after the 3-star kids, which means in-season recruiting is now in full effect for the remainder of the Dynasty. So let's get right into it. Now, it's funny. I went and kind of looked around in the preseason options just to kind of see what would happen. Now, look at what the schedule, the game gave me schedule-wise. It looks pretty normal. I got 6 straight games out of the gate, and unfortunately, I got a Week 1 game. But look at this. You keep on going down. The game decided to not have me play for an entire month. So I guess that means I'm taking all of November off. Of course, we're going to change this. Again, I thought it was just really goofy to see that, but it's funny nonetheless. I just wanted you to see that before I started making changes. I don't think I've ever seen that before, to be honest. So what it looks like, they gave me 11 games. So of course, we're going to play 12. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay, they got 11. We're going to have 12. Now, I had 2 requests over the last week or so to add Michigan because similar colors and all that good stuff, and to add Cincinnati to the schedule. So that's what we're going to do. First of all, I would love to be able to put, like, it's a shame I can't take, let's try. First of all, we need to add Western Kentucky to the schedule. Let's go up to the very top. As you see with Week 1, it won't let me take it off. This is the only choices I have, at least for now. It's kind of weird trying to manipulate the game. At least I can remove an opponent. So what I can do, let me go here. Let's just add somebody really quick. Let's add a FBS team, and let's remove. Baylor cannot go below 11 game schedule. So that's the reason why I can't get rid of them personally. Okay. Because if I can't add any more, I've already added the 12. Who can I get rid of? Let's go. Air Force, can't get rid of them. I can't get rid of North Texas. I could switch somebody around and get rid of them, possibly. You just don't know who actually has 12. Everybody's still kind of stuck with 11. So, it's just weird. There's no rhyme or reason to how to get rid of these guys. You got to hope and, like, add somebody and then remove somebody else, and maybe you just get lucky that they can find somebody else along the way. So, we always like to start off with Western Kentucky at somewhere at the beginning of the schedule as one of our main rivals, of course, and then Eastern Kentucky on the back end. I think we already have Eastern Kentucky on the back end. Now, I'll have to go back and look here. Didn't we play Eastern? We played Eastern at home last year, so we got them on the road. So that means we need to play Western Kentucky at home. So let's switch out because we can't play them Week 1. There they are. We're going to have them at home. I will adjust this one later. Let's switch out Marshall. Can we put Michigan? There's Michigan. Let's go to Michigan. Let's see if we can add Cincinnati. Cincinnati is not there yet. Do we want to play Akron? I feel like we played Akron before. I think we got beat by them pretty badly, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like we got several options here. Duke. I'm trying to think of teams we haven't played. I kind of have the schedule in front of me from the last 2 seasons. And this is, you know, the boring part of the video, but at least you get to see kind of my process and how I think about doing this type of stuff. Ohio. I think we've already played Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Just looking here. I don't think we played Ohio. Again, we got to play 3 ranked teams. I want to spread them out a little bit. We got one right there. See, they got Miami on our schedule. I'd rather not play 2 top 5 teams or 2 top 3. We already played Nebraska. There's Texas. How about Virginia Tech? That'll be interesting. That's still kind of spread out. Let's see what we have else. Troy, we played them. I wouldn't mind playing another big time or Power 5 school. Like, we could play Louisville again. We can try that, keeping that kind of local. Let's have them come here. It looks like they've gone down a little bit, so I don't mind. I mean, we could switch that up here in a minute, that the home or road, if we wanted to. Now let's do a ranked team here. NC State. Wow, there's just not a whole lot of options right here, is there? Rice, UAB. I hate this big old space right here. I just can't get rid of anybody. Which is unfortunate. I want to remove them from my schedule. Is Cincinnati right here? There's no Cincinnati right there. Let's see if it's Cincinnati's right. There's Cincinnati. We can have Cincinnati come here. They're not good enough for it to make a difference. So they can come here. And this is where it gets just kind of interesting after that. I wonder... Again, you kind of have to see if any of these open up once you add somebody else. And it looks like that's not going to happen. We already played Central Michigan. I don't want to play them again. Now that we're doing in-season recruiting, we need to put somebody right here to help at least a little bit. I hate to take those many weeks off, but it looks like I have no choice. Boston College, let's see. I've already got Eastern and Western on the schedule. I'd rather not go through them again. We can go through, no, we're playing a Big Ten team. Let's pick somebody else. I got to pick another ranked game somewhere. LSU, I feel like I've played them recently. Not in this dynasty, of course. Notre Dame, we can, we upset them in the first season. We can play them again. I'd rather just play somebody different, to be honest. I'm not seeing any other ranked games here, so we may just have to play somebody else. Let's try Tulane. Temple. I'm seeing a lot of FCS schools, like there's San Jose State, but I'd rather play somebody else. Penn, Ohio. It may be Ohio. Let's just pick Ohio for now. That could be our recruiting weekend. Home and away. Let's pick a... Gosh, I just literally have no options here. USF would be interesting. Let's go to USF in Central Michigan. I may have to do Virginia Tech, like Houston or Central Michigan. Let's do Houston. I haven't played them in a while, I don't think. Let's have Houston come up here. Vanderbilt. Let's go to UCLA. That will be interesting. Let's go out to the West Coast and do that. That's a good idea. Alabama. I really don't want to... We already played Duke, didn't we? Did we play Duke the first year? And I bet they're still kind of bad, so that may be a good win for us. We have not played Duke any this dynasty, so let's just go ahead and play Duke. We can keep let's just do somebody different. How many ranked games I got? I got Michigan, and I got UCLA. So let's go with... Here are my options. We can go to... I want to start off with somebody small out of the gate. I'd rather honestly keep it with Baylor. I don't mind. Oh, let's do Miami. That is... Let's go to Miami of Ohio. Western at Michigan. We already played Akron, so we don't want to do that again. Let's think of... Boise State would be fun. We can go at Boise State, and Louisville. Duke is at home. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I don't think we played any of these newer teams. Like, I don't think I see Michigan or Miami of Ohio on the schedule from season 1. I don't see them. No, I think we're good there. So let's go. We need one more ranked team on the schedule. At Miami, Western, Boise, Louisville. I may just switch out Louisville with another ranked team. I think that's probably the best decision. So let's just, since we've already played them, let's just pick somebody else. Let's go to Florida State. Let's do that. That's a good idea. I haven't played Florida State in a while. That gets us across, going around different places. Up in the far north, down in the southeast, and all the way out far west. That's a good idea. And we're getting to play some BCS teams. To go with the boot. Like, there's Duke, and there's Big East, technically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we got our 3 ranked games. So I think I'm okay with that. I hope you're good with that as well. Number 3, Michigan. Number 25, Florida State. And 12, UCLA. They're all kind of all within like in a month of each other. But that's okay. So I'm good with that. All brand new teams outside of our 2 rivals. So we want to keep that schedule. Now we can go to redshirting. All right, quarterback-wise, we only have 1 guy to redshirt. Bo Davis is our starter. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, because if he does, Dan Hurst, the true freshman, is going to have to play, because this Sawyer kid is just nowhere near good enough at 48. I mean, I had to really bite my tongue trying to play CT the last couple years at 59 overall. So Lord knows I'm not going to play this guy. But we'll redshirt Hurst, and hopefully just cross your fingers that Bo Davis will stay healthy throughout. This is going to be a big position for us in in-season recruiting. We need bodies, because right now we're going to pass the ball quite a bit this season, because that's just the way our roster is set up. So I'm going to try to adjust my talent as best I can. So hopefully we'll attract some quarterbacks in the offseason. But I'm going to go after a couple of guys in the regular season at least. Halfback, we got a true freshman along. Now everything's a bit of a drop-off. This guy can't play this year. Drummer's going to do everything for us in the backfield. I can redshirt one of these guys. I'm going to redshirt Long. Griffin will be behind Drummer, and I'm going to redshirt Matt Williams. So it's going to be pretty much Drummer and Griffin in the backfield at halfback. So we'll have these 2 freshmen redshirt. They're just not going to see the field a whole lot. Fullback, Andrew Myers, true freshman. He's our starter, and he's going to do a lot of good things for us. I'll get into the playbook side of things, into the scheme, at the beginning of the next video, because right now I haven't completely made up my mind yet. I kind of know what I'm going to do. I just haven't put the playbook together. And what we can do, we have this true freshman, Tom Boyd. We can redshirt him, is fine. Wide receiver, it's a big drop-off. We got an impact guy in Josh Morgan. He's going to be our big stud out wide. This is the transfer who can't play yet. You got to wait till next year. We can't redshirt him, obviously. So it's Clark, and then it's still kind of a drop-off. It's Anderson's right behind him. We got this one junior right here, John Coleman. I may redshirt him, possibly, because we just don't... No, I don't think I'll be able to. I'm just going to wait. He's not very good enough for it to matter to try to redshirt him. He's just a junior. If he was like a 72 or a 60, a 68, 70, I may kind of look into it. Because we're going to run a lot of 21 and 20 personnel. We'll barely go 4 wide. I don't know if we ever will this year, because we just don't have the bodies to do it. So I think I may leave him as is for now. If he was younger, I may redshirt him. Otherwise, I don't think it matters with this kid just because he's a junior and just a 62 overall. So let's go on to the next one. Let's go to tight end. And Kevin Green, true freshman, he's definitely not going to redshirt. Now, what's interesting schematic-wise is if you look at his size, he's not big at all. He will not be able to run block whatsoever. He's going to get pushed around quite a bit. So I'm going to have him going out wide a whole lot. He's pretty much going to be a slot receiver for me in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to ask him to block a ton. We're going to find other ways to run the ball without having a tight end attached to the line. But we're definitely not redshirting him. Okay, I don't have enough players here to bother redshirting anybody, so we're going to bypass all that. And after this, we'll go to the depth chart and we'll look at see who I'm going to start and such. Even though it looks pretty obvious what's going to happen. We're not going to redshirt Howard Bailey. He's going to be a starter for the next 4 years. Center, the same way. We're not going to redshirt him. Defensive ends. This will be the interesting one. I'll redshirt one of them. I'm not redshirting this guy. He's got the best awareness and the best speed of these 3. I'll redshirt one of these guys. Probably, let's just redshirt Huff. That way we got a little bit of depth behind the starters. Because Hardy and Reese will start with Mills and Owens behind them. I know that's a bad spot to put a guy right there, but defensive ends, I'd rather just redshirt that guy because if I feel like that's going to be an issue, then I'll deal with it. But for now, defensive ends rotate quite a bit in this game. So what I may do is, let's just not redshirt him. Let's just have him play. And I may do like a 3rd down package or something. Or, I don't know, I'll figure something out. It just now occurred to me that's too big of a drop-off because defensive ends do get tired kind of easily in this game, which means Owens is going to see the field quite a bit. So let's just stick with this right now and have all 3 of these guys play some this year. Defensive tackle, it's a bit of a drop-off after Kennedy, but these 2 guys right here, defensive tackles tend to tire a little easier than most as well. So I'm not going to redshirt him. I'm going to keep him as is. We do have bodies here. Like, I'm real hesitant to, like, redshirt the guy, but let's just keep it as is. I think he's going to play some. And I can do formation subs type stuff where I can rotate these guys if needed. Because just having these two guys and a drop-off after that, it's not good. So I'd rather have him play a little bit more than these guys. Outside linebacker, these are my two starters, so we're not redshirting those. Middle linebacker, this will be the interesting part. Now, Potts is definitely our starting middle linebacker. I'm not going to do a ton of 4-4 unless I really have to. So, I got two freshmen. I'm going to redshirt one of them at least. This guy, well, he's a 56 overall. He's going to go to defensive end next year. Now, he doesn't have good speed for defensive end, but he's got even worse speed for middle linebacker. But he's got the size. I mean, look at him, 6'6", 241. So let's redshirt him, and I think I'll redshirt this guy as well. We won't need either one. The only thing is, if I ran a ton of 4-4 or 3-4, I would probably play Mitchell more and have him play over Walker just because of his speed. But we're going to run a lot of 4-3 and nickel, so I'd only need one middle linebacker out there at a time. So I don't mind redshirting these two guys. That'll give him a couple years difference between the other two guys above them. Corner, these are my three starters. This is going to be, Freeman's going to be my nickel, and Campbell and McBride are going to be my two starters. So I am not going to redshirt any of those. Free safety, we got two sophomores. Greco, we moved him from corner to free safety just because of the speed. I can't have an 82 speed guy back there free safety. I mean, I've dealt with it the last couple of years, but trust me, it's a lot easier if you got speed back there. So I don't mind redshirting this guy. Now, if Greco gets hurt seriously, then I may have to play Green some. But we'll see. But for now, I don't mind redshirting him. Strong safety. Schroeder's definitely our starter, true freshman. We can redshirt this freshman. I'm okay with that. Now, kicker. Now, this is the guy we moved over. Remember, he's like the middle linebacker we moved over. He can't kick worth a lick. Our punter is going to handle all of our kicking duties. And somebody made a really good point. I didn't really think about this. But, you know, walk-ons sometimes can be as high as like 52 overall. That's still terrible. I mean, 52 overall for anybody is that you're not a good player. But it's still better than this guy right here. I'm not a big fan of holding on to walk-ons and keeping them and forced to keep them. But either way, this guy's never going to touch the field kicking for us. But if for whatever reason we can't get a kicker next season, then I'll have no choice. I'll leave that spot open for a walk-on kicker. Because this guy's a senior. He'll be gone. Surely we'll get a kicker and a punter in the offseason. The problem is you can't find those guys in the regular season. I wish you could recruit them. I kind of understand why they decided not to, but still. And the punter, he's already redshirted. So that is it for our red shirts. So let's get those out of the way. Then we'll go to our depth chart. Let's go here to rosters and playbooks. We'll go to rosters. Then we'll go to depth chart. Starting quarterback, Bo Davis. The quarterback behind him. All that looks good. Halfback, Drummer and Griffin. We're going to put... I thought I had another halfback. Yeah, Chaney. Yeah, Stevie Chaney is our third guy, even though he should never see the field unless something bad happens. Fullback, Myers and Baxter. I like that. Wide receiver, Morgan, Clark, Anderson. All that looks good to me. Tight end, Green and Cook. I like what I see there. I don't think I have a third tight end, do I? There's Cook. There's the other tight end, Milton. Let's put him at the 3 spot. Left tackle, I like what I see there. Guard, I do have a left guard here, don't I? He's not all that great, but center. Let's put the backup center here. The game always puts like the next best available guy behind him. But I'd rather have this more synchronized and organized and put it as such, even though that guy's not very good. Thankfully, offensive linemen, they don't tire too much in this game, so that's not that big of a deal. Right tackle, I should have a backup right tackle somewhere. Maybe I don't. No, I don't. It's my backup. I only have 3 tackles. I forgot about that. So Crowell is my backup for either side. So he's my number 3 tackle in general. Okay, defensive end. 70 and 72. Now, if I'm not mistaken, don't I got... Let's look at our defensive ends. Hardy, and then... So, yes, I have it where I need it. So let's go back. Just making sure all that was correct. I'm going to put... That looks correct, and put my backup right end right there. So Hardy and Reese are my 2 defensive ends. Defensive tackle, 68, 65, 56, 52. All that looks good. Outside linebacker, I should have all this situated as well if I can find the other linebacker. Godson, middle linebacker. That's all looks good there. I think I got an extra guy. He's terrible. Yeah, Wilson. And right outside linebacker, we want Brown right here. There we go. Corner. All that looks good. It's a big drop-off after him. Let's put Romero right there. We'll never go dime. As far as I go out, it'll be nickel. Because it's a bit of a drop-off after our number 3 guy. Free safety. Let's put our other free safety here. Cobbs. And then... I think I got a third one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I redshirted there yet. No. Where's the other one? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we didn't have another one. That's okay. Strong safety, that looks good. Schroeder and Westbrook. Kicker, it's going to be... What we're going to do is... What's funny, if you look here... let's go... It'll be easier if we look at it from the roster perspective. Let's go to all and let's sort some things. Now, you know, we got an interesting kicker situation. Let's go to kick power. Look at our kick power. Obviously, our punter's got the best kick power, but look who's number 2. Kevin Green, the athlete that we got out of tight end. The problem is he has no kick accuracy, but I just thought he was interesting. He's got decent kick power. Then kick accuracy, it's a 44 after that. So obviously Gaither's going to be our starter at kicker and punter. But I just wanted you to see that because I thought it was funny. Now, one thing I do want to look at before we finish the depth, or after we finish the depth chart, and I'll show you. We're going to go here. Oh, come on. The punter should be right there. Where's he at? He should be here somewhere. They got him as a 40 overall punter, or kicker, which is goofy. But we're going to put Green. Where's Green at? Oh, it may take forever for me to get down there. So let's just do this instead. Let's go kick power. There we go. And move him back over. And where he's other name gonna let Green play kicker. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we got no choice but to put Williams. So Gaither and Williams, even though Williams can't kick, as long as Gaither doesn't get hurt, he'll be fine there. All right, kick return. I have honestly not thought about this. Let's go back to our roster. Let's go to all, and let's go to speed. We got a corner. I prefer offensive guys doing this. So there's Drummer, Campbell, Greco, and Long. Long is redshirting, so it's down to Morgan. I may just have Drummer be that, and then Clark and... Okay, that's all I needed to see there. Yes, you could put defensive guy back here, because, you know, I've had Galashaw back there the last couple of years. But sometimes the defensive guys drop the ball because they just don't have a very good catch. So I would prefer to put, like, Drummer and then Clark. And then I don't mind putting Morgan right there just in case. But I prefer to have Drummer do that. We'll go Drummer. We'll go Clark. And we'll go Morgan. Long snapper. Let's just do... It's a bit of a... yeah, it's a bit of a drop-off after our starting center. So let's just put our starting center right there and do the backup. Quarterback. And we're good there. So now let's look at... Let's get our captains out of the way. I'm guessing Morgan is one and Potts... Who would be the other one? It's always based on awareness and seniority. Walker is probably the captain. No, maybe not. Westbrook, probably. Let's have Westbrook be our captain. That's fine. It doesn't really matter what happens there. Now, somebody else made an interesting point that sometimes, I didn't know about this, but sometimes you can move offensive linemen to tight end. Sometimes they may have a decent catch. You don't know that until you get them to commit. You look at their ratings and such. But I thought it would be interesting. I'm just kind of curious to see if any of these guys have a good catch. None of these guys do. Now, don't expect these guys to have good speed, but they maybe have good catch, which means you could treat them in, you know, goal line purposes. But as you can see here, I don't have any offensive lineman with a decent catch. So that I just don't have that this year, which is fine. I think it's probably a bit of a rarity anyways, but still. Let's go to program standards. And there, okay, our bar's going down just a little bit more, but I want to go down a whole lot. We need a couple guys get in trouble so I can move that thing down. Now let's go. Like I said, we're not going to do the playbook stuff until the next Dynasty video because I'm just not ready for it yet. Let's go to Athlon Sports and let's check out some of this stuff. I regrettably forgot to look at the end of the season stuff last year. I just forgot. But that's okay. Let's see how far we're down. They have us at 81. 81st in the country. Now, let's see where Eastern and Western are at. I'm guessing they're down here somewhere. 18 and 19, just because they're roster in general, they got no choice but to put them there. Now, Eastern, they're the ones who are actually doing a little bit better on the recruiting side of things. Western, I'm afraid they may stay down at the very bottom of the list for the remainder of the Dynasty, which is fine. It's good to see at least one of them try to do something. Let's go to Heisman Watch. South Carolina, Blake Mitchell. You got Nebraska, Michigan, and Michigan. So this is going to be interesting. The Michigan game is a good one to pick since we're facing them this year. And looks like they got some studs on the roster. Chad Henne, he's a senior. And Mario Manningham's a junior. Okay. Preseason All-Americans, I don't think we'd have anybody on this list. Don't hurt to check. We can look at the second team. I don't see anybody there. And, I mean, yes, we could go to the independent side, but, I mean, there's like only 4 teams, so what's the point? But they got like Griffin, Greco, and Freeman, and such, but it's second team. But again, there's only 4 teams, so there's no point. So let's go to Conference Outlook. Again, this isn't going to help us either. I mean, they got us a number 2 behind Notre Dame, but that's not even a conference. So that is it for that. We've went through our depth chart. We've went through everything else. Let's go to... All that's left is in-season recruiting. So let's... wow, I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's feel like it's been forever since I've done in-season recruiting. So we're going to keep this pretty normal. I wanted to keep it local and try to build pipelines and stuff around close to where I'm at while still looking at what we need. As you can tell here, quarterback's a big deal for us. Wide receiver is a big deal for us. We've struggled getting wide receivers, and that's because we haven't thrown the ball well enough. You can throw the ball all day long, and you would think that would be enough to attract wide receivers and quarterbacks, but no. You got to throw well. You got to put up those numbers, and we just didn't do that the last 2 years. But we've done a good job running the ball, which is why everybody, the brother and halfback and fullback, wanted to come to my school last season. So quarterback, wide receiver, we can still go after some of those. We're good at halfback. Fullback, we got our true freshman, and speaking of, I just now thought about this. What we may do is if we go to coach options, we still got it at balance. I don't mind leaving it there because we're going to do fullback stuff this year. So we're going to leave it at that. One thing I wanted to see was our report card. I think, yes, we're good. We're 14-9. We had a great season last year. We're locked up at Murray State, and we had that contract extension. So let's go back to in-season recruiting and look at our depth chart. Center, I still need more bodies on the offensive line. I'd like to have at least 5 tackles, 5 guards, like 3 centers and such. So offensive line, tight end, I want to find some more guys if I can there. I still don't mind throwing to them. Defensively, it looks like we got enough bodies there, but we'll just see what happens. So I'm a 2-star program, which means I can go for 3-star kids, and that's what we're going to do. So let's start off and look at the states. See who our pipelines are. We should only have 2 still. One of them is Kentucky, and the other one should be Tennessee. I want to just make sure those are in line before we start doing some recruiting. So let's go over to Kentucky. And quarterback, nothing. Halfback, there are 2 3-star kids. Now, we got 2 transfers, which means... Drummer is here for 2 years, and the other guy's here for 1. So neither of these guys would play anytime soon, even if I went after him. This guy's balanced at he's 5'6", 181. That's interesting. This guy's a little faster, but not as strong, and his awareness isn't as good. Again, halfback is just not a big deal for us right now, so I'm going to bypass that just for now. And dang it, let's go here. Fullback, wide receiver, nothing. Tight end, nothing. My trigger finger is getting awful quick, or my trigger button. Here we got a guard, but he's a 4-star, so I'm not going to go after him. Center, defensive end. We got a defensive tackle, 6 feet 280. Looking at our defensive tackle, we're kind of good there, but we got several upperclassmen. So we may need to prepare for that. Now, this guy is not he's not big enough. Oh, he's from Corbin, Kentucky. That's right up the road. That's awesome. I'm going to go after him. Corbin. That's like an hour from my house. That's awesome. I'll go after him. And besides, like I said, if you look here, we got several upperclassmen at defensive tackle, so we still need to build some depth there. Outside linebacker, 4'6'5". I'm okay with that. And he's out of Florence, Kentucky. I don't mind going after him, to be honest. 4'6'5" is a little too slow at outside linebacker for me, but I can make do, trust me, with what we have. 4-star middle linebacker, can't do it. Corner, free safety, 3-star. We got 3 guys, and we already moved one over. His height's okay. His speed's not bad. 4.41's pretty good. He's not very smart. Let's hold off on that one just for now. Strong safety, 4-star. I'm not going to do it. So let's go over to Tennessee. Tennessee has a lot more bodies to play with, to recruit. Here's a 4-star kid. We're not going after him. Fullback. Here's a 3-star. I'm not the natural fullbacks. They just don't do anything for me unless I just want them to block. So I'm not going to go after that kid. Here's a 3-star wide receiver. 4.46. He's really smart. B is pretty good for a wide receiver. He's not very strong, but that doesn't matter to me. Let's go after this kid, Rodney Anderson. Now, who's the name of our wide receiver, Anderson? Maybe we have an Anderson connection. Let's go back over this. I'm just kind of curious. We got a Dan Anderson. Where's he from? He's from Selmer, Tennessee. So if you go back to recruiting, I think this is interesting. We got another little kid, Rodney Anderson. He's from Collierville, Tennessee. Either way, he fits what I like. As long as he can catch halfway decent, we're good. But we definitely need some bodies here. So we'll definitely go after him. Nothing to tight end. Tackle, it's a 4-star. Defensive end, 4-star. Another defensive tackle situation. Dang it, what am I doing? There we go. Ed Taylor, I like it. 6'1", 285. I know that's not 300 pounds, and he's not very strong. I may bypass him. Let's wait and see. 4-star, 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 and that's it. So I got 9 scholarships available, which means I can go after some other recruits from other states. Now, I wish I had the map in front of me, but I'm close to, Indiana, Illinois. Let me just bring that up really quick. I know you can't see this, but let's just go up with the U.S. state map. State map of the U.S. Let's go here, and I just want to double check and see kind of what I'm close to. So let's just click here. We're on the far west side. So Illinois, Indiana, Missouri. Let's look at some of those. West Virginia, technically, we could go after them as well. We're kind of building a pipeline in West Virginia, so I may want to turn that to a pipeline. So let's just go over to West Virginia. I know that's on the far side of the state, but this game doesn't understand that, so that's okay. So there's only 3 guys. There's a 4, a 3, and a 3. Defensive end, he's too slow. I'm not going to bother. But here's a corner, 6'3". He's not very fast. I tell you, that's where I got my 2 West Virginia guys, were corners. But we're kind of okay at corner. We're really young there. So I really don't want that guy. That's cool. The hard hitter, pass rusher. I've never noticed the tendencies, to be honest. The kid's a hard hitter. I guess that means he can tackle? I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to go after him because he's too slow. Now let's go to Indiana. I wouldn't mind turning that to a pipeline, even though they don't produce a ton of talent. It's still close. And they got some talent here. Let's look. Halfback, he's a 5-star. Can't go after him. Not worried about the fullback. Wide receiver, 4.31. That's some speed right there, wide receiver. Let's go after this kid out of Carmel, Indiana. Rashad Black. He is very weak. Look at his bench and squat. That's about as bad as it gets. He's not super smart, but he's super fast. He could be at least a good special teams guy, if anything. So I definitely don't mind putting a scholarship on him. Tackle. Yes, I like this kid. Michael Miller, 6'6", 300 pounds. and we need the bodies there. Let's go ahead and put one on him. Here's a 3-star center. He's really big. He's really smart. Let's put one on him. I'm not worried about there. Middle linebacker. There's a 4-star. And nothing there. So now let's go to Indiana. Or Illinois. Illinois has a lot of players. So I'm sure I'll find somebody here worth looking at. Now, when it comes to quarterback, as you've already noticed in the first 2 seasons, I really adjust to my players. I don't have that one core system that I'm forcing everybody on. So I don't mind what quarterback I get. You know, I could get a speedster or I could get a pocket passer. Either way, I can make it work. So I'm going to go after this kid. I like his size. You don't know if he can throw or not. He looks halfway smart. So let's go after him. And besides, we definitely need the bodies at quarterback. Halfback, fullback, receiver, tight end. 4-star. Here's a couple of 3-star guards. I may go after both of these guys, to be honest. They're both really big, and they're both really, their squats are humongous. So let's go after both. Center. We're good at defensive tackle, unless there's somebody really big, another 4 stars. 3-star middle linebacker. You know, we got a lot of bodies there, but you always got to look into the future for future, you know, defensive ends and such. This guy's a little too small for that. He's okay. I may go back to him if for whatever reason I can't find anybody else. I only got 3 scholarships left. Corner, all 4 stars. Here's a free safety, 4.35. But we're kind of okay there, sort of, really, not technically. I mean, talent-wise, he says C-. That's an average. Let's think about that for a minute. I'm going to leave that one be for now. And next up, I want to try to go after Missouri kids. Missouri's really close to us. Maybe we can find somebody here. 4-star. Here's a 3-star halfback. 6'3", 215. He's pretty strong. His bench isn't as good. He's not very smart at all. I'm not worried about halfbacks yet. I think we're still going to run the ball pretty well this year. I think Ronnie Drummer's going to do really good for us in the run game, which means we should be able to find whoever we want in the run game next year. And besides, this guy will never see the field for like another 3 years. So I'm not going to go after him. Tight end, nothing there. Here's another tackle. Wow, that gets really small. Can't do it. Guard. Here's another one, 6'3", 300. I may go after him if I can't find anybody else just because I need the bodies. Let's keep going. Here's a 4-star. 4-star. 3-star strong safety. I really like Schroeder. Schroeder's I think is going to be our starter at strong safety for the next several years. And we both got 2 freshmen there. So I don't know if it's worth going after this guy. 4.56 isn't bad for a strong safety. I kind of want faster. So I'm not going... I love his hair. But I'm not going to go after him. The only thing else I can think of is maybe Arkansas. Let's just look at Arkansas real quick before we go back to those other 2 guys from Illinois. Let's go to Arkansas. Arkansas is not going to produce a ton of talent. As you can see here, halfback, a 4-star. Here's a tackle, a 3-star, 6'3", 290. He's pretty smart. He'd be a good, like, passing-oriented tackle. And I'm already going after 2 guys right there, right? Yes. I know I'm only going after 1. I may have to put one on him. Let's just wait. Guard, 4-star. Middle linebacker, 6'4", 230. I love his strength. Could be a future middle linebacker and defensive end. Let's put one on him. Trent Skinner, 6'4", 230. I like everything I see right there. Corner, free safety, 4-star. Here's a 3-star strong safety. That's what I'm looking for right there. 4'3". His size is good, but I need some speed in the backfield because my strong safety and my free safety are pretty much the same type of player. So I don't mind putting one on him. And that is it. There's really no other states I want to go look at. So let's go back to, I think it was Illinois that had a couple players that I was interested in. It wasn't, we went after those. I think it's some defensive players. This middle linebacker, I don't think it was him. It may have been this free safety, 4.35. He's not very smart. His speed's pretty good, 4.35. let's go and put... What else do we need? I did not see one tight end. We're going after... Let's go after that other tackle. Yeah, I think that other tackle's more important. So that was in Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go after this guy right here. He's not the biggest, but at least he's smart. And we need bodies here in the worst way. I care more about having somebody a tackle than a free safety. So that's it. Those are our 12 scholarships. Now, unfortunately, we can't sim this first week. We got to play this game first before we can actually look and see who's interested. So in the next video, in the next Dynasty video, we will play Miami of Ohio. And, one thing I didn't think about. Let's do it the home and away stuff. It just now hit me. I need to switch some of this up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 road games. What am I doing? I need to switch 2 of them up. I want to do a 6 and 6. Let's have Boise State come here. And I got Ohio coming here. I got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's what I'm okay with that. 6 and 6 is good. So I just had to make that one change. So we have Boise State coming here. That breaks it up a little bit. You got a road, home, at road, so I think we're good there. So I'm glad I paid attention to that. So like I said, come on back. We'll take on Miami of Ohio. And that'll be probably 2 videos from now because my next video I want to do another retro video. I think it's going to be a cool thing to do. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.